Good morning, students. Please take your SST book, page number 38 of 6th lesson, the Indian Constitution. The Indian Constitution. We have discussed what is Constitution. Why do we need Constitution? Was there Constitution before the independence? When was India got its independence or freedom from the British rule? How the Constitution was framed? What is Constitution, Constituent Assembly? All those things we have discussed. Joining with, from there we are going a little further in our discussion today. And therefore, you need to open your book, take pencil in hand, and as I discuss, as I explain to you, please go through your book also, so that you understand well. Now, why do we need Constitution? In simple word, we need Constitution for the smooth running of the nation. What happens in this smooth running of the nations? There are various rights and duties mentioned in the Constitution. To know our rights, to know our duties, we need to have the Constitution and live in this country freely according to our needs in our own situation. We need Constitution to guide us, because first of all, we Indians are of diverse background, like political background. There are various types of politicians, political groups, their ideologies and all. Then there are social background, people of different societies. Already we are divided into caste system. The highest caste of our society are Brahmins. The second highest is Kshatriyas. The third group of people are Vaishyas. And the last one are Shudras. Besides that, there are other people. Okay, those who don't come under these categories, in between categories. What about them? So that people enjoy their freedom and live happily in this country, we need Constitution. So, on 9th December 1946, 8 months before India got actually independent, a group of Indian leaders and thinkers met in Central Hall of the Parliament House in New Delhi. See, this Parliament House was already built. Okay, Rashtrapati Bhavan was already built. And so these leaders, Indian leaders, purely Indian leaders and thinkers, intellectuals, all they sat together and where they met? The Central Hall of the Parliament. They came together to discuss their ideas on the way to govern India and to write the Constitution. Already the Britishers had told, not officially, but they had told that they are going to leave. They are going to hand over the nation into the hands of the people of India. And so there was no one, no body to receive. Everybody is nobody. Everybody's responsibility is sometimes nobody's responsibility. So I use this word, nobody to receive this responsibility to govern the country. That means there were no leaders elected. Political powers were there, political groups were there, which are the Congress and Muslim League. These were the two groups of political leaders. What is that? Congress and Indian Congress and Muslim League. Muslim League was led by Mr. Jinnah and Congress was led by Jawaharlal Nehru. And so there were people who followed them. There were others, other leaders. They joined them. There were thinkers, philosophers. All together they came. And they thought of the writing and governing the India, writing constitution and governing accordingly. So this team of thinkers who had come together to write the constitution was called the Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly had 299 members under the chairmanship of Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar. Now, who is this Bhim Rao Ambedkar? Bhim Rao Ambedkar originally came not from the Brahmin groups, but he came from the low caste background, lower caste. But he was well versed in law. He was well versed in law. He studied law. He was a barrister. So he came, when he came back to India after his completing his studies, he was working, he was practicing law here. As a lawyer, he was practicing law in India. And so he was elected. He was well versed, I said, well versed in law. And so he was a scholar as well as a lawyer. So he was the right person to choose to lead the Constituent Assembly. The members came up with many ideas and suggestions about how to govern India, the newly formed India. The old India, forget about it. So these were put together in a structure formed as a constitution. It took around 3 years to complete constitution. So here I will tell you this Constituent Assembly. This was a big, huge number. This huge, big number, about 300 people, they cannot sit together and write constitution. Not possible. Difficult to summarize and assemble together and make one. And so among themselves, they chose drafting committee. A committee was formed among the Constituent Assembly group, members of the Constituent Assembly. They formed a committee known as drafting committee who would go through all the laws of the world, the constitution of the world, and get the ideas and give a conclusion. And therefore our constitution in Indian constitution is the longest constitution. Is the longest constitution. Also longest handwritten constitution, I'll tell you after this. And so it was a long constitution. Why? We have summarized the constitution of the world in one. And therefore it is, our constitution is most vibrant, alive constitution. It is called alive, not dead constitution. It's alive constitution. So this man, Bhim Rao Ambedkar, he was heading the whole group, whole committee. So member came up with the various ideas and suggestions. These were put together in a structured form as a constitution. It took around 3 years to complete the constitution. The Indian constitution was adopted This was adopted on 26th November 1949. It was adopted, yes, accepted, adopted, but not promulgated. Adopted till adaptation. They adopted it. They accepted. In other words, but it came into effect, came into force for the public, for the whole nation, people of the all citizens of India, came into effect on 26th January 1950. It came into effect on 26th January 1950. This was the day India was declared to be republic. Since then, we celebrate 26th January as a Republic Day every year. Okay. Now, for this, so on 15th August 1947, India got freed from the British rule. There was no constitution. We waited another 3 years. So in 1949, they made the constitution, came to its effect, but it was not announced to the nation. It was announced and accepted by every individual, every citizen of India on 26th January 1950, 47 and 50. So 3 years later, it became constitution came into effect and it was accepted, adopted by every citizen. This was the day called Republic. We became Republic. We were public, now Republic. That means we are able to elect and select our own own government, our own leaders, and to run the country according to the constitution, according to the law, rules and regulations set in the constitution by the constitutional father. This was about the Indian constitution. So the Indian constitution, the nature of the Indian constitution, we will discuss little later. Okay. Till then, read the lesson. Bye.